Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is February 7, 2022, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, markets are really digesting all the different economic and corporate earning news that have been coming out from the markets. Now, there's no major economic event scheduled for today. So as we look at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the US dollar actually strengthening versus the Aussie dollar and the GBP, very important levels. And looking at the indices, the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones pretty much unchanged with mixed news individually. Now looking at commodities, gold pretty much unchanged, while oil trading to new record highs at $92 a barrel. Now stocks, that's where it's at. That's where the action is at. And lots happening. Facebook in the pits after big gap down last week. And Amazon bounces after better than expected quarters. And so is Apple. But the question is, how much further is it going to go higher? Now Bitcoin finally pushing higher from its resistance level. And that's major part of the news. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're going to first take a look at the Euro USD. Even though we didn't mention that in the preview, it is hitting a very major resistance-ish area, 114.65, and we're just trading 30 pips below it. Now, if it does fall to here, it could go back down at least to the 113-ish level. So we've got about 130 pips potentially that we could correct here if this is lagging behind. Now looking at the Gbp Usd, we broke this last week. Okay, looking at a daily chart just to give us perspective, we broke the 30-day moving average, and even though, okay, look at that, the 8-day moving average is below, okay, the 30-day moving average. So it's a kind of an interesting situation right here. So this may be oversold at this level for now. Okay, so something to consider today. An Aussie USD also breaking both levels on a 4-hour chart. Looking at a daily, also the same type of setup as the 8-day moving average is really just hugging it at these levels. Now, we're all intents and purposes, we made a double bottom at 69. We bounced off of it 170.94. So we're about, 109 pips away from it. So nothing really to write home about, but just, keep it on your windshield, okay? Just something to keep out for a lookout today, because this is really very timely. Now looking at commodities, gold bouncing a little bit to 1810, nothing doing here. It's getting closer to that 1828 resistance, and it may really close that gap. Now looking at oil, look at that, $92 a barrel, just keeps on getting stronger, can't fight the trend. This is continuously stronger as this is hitting new highs for the year. Now looking at the US markets, the Dow Jones, okay, trading at 35,000 flat right now. So last week, we saw that bounce. We saw it capitulate at 35,500. Question is this really a bounce? Okay, because ultimately, we sold off over 3,000 points or close to 3,000 points. We bounced about 2,000 points, and now we're about 50% there. Okay, so really this is the 50% mark. So this is really a telling place for us to be, okay, in case we don't go higher here. Now looking at the NASDAQ, also getting a little bit of a perk this morning from the Europe markets opening right now, but nothing really doing much. And this is the reason I'm saying to you, okay, if we look at Apple, it was down, okay, even though it great earnings, everything's good, market is best revenue ever, it's not making new highs. And if it's not making new highs, then it's becoming a little bit disconcerting, because that is really the test of time. It's not what the markets are trading now, it's what the markets are trading in 6 months from now that are reflecting in the market right now. So just keep that in mind. Now, Facebook, this was really a sorry case. 237, haven't really perked up, haven't closed the gap. I don't think that we will. I think we're going to just find ourselves in a new area here, okay? And we're going to have to even go back to where we were weekly, okay? This is a decent place for it to bounce, okay? Because this takes us back to May 2020, right before the pandemic, and we're trading at those levels. So this is something to consider when we're looking at Facebook. Microsoft also got a perk, got above 300, but not sustaining itself, okay? This is really important. Now, Amazon also got that big gap up, but it's down on the day. That concerns me, okay? When a stock or when a company issues best revenue ever, and then it's down on the day, I get a little bit concerned, especially since it was trading in way higher intervals than it is right now. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, finally bouncing above that 40,800 level. Let's see if it can sustain it, okay? Even though it's bouncing above it, I would actually look to see if it does sustain this level. If it retraces back to 40,000, that's actually where I would look to actually buy it. So keep that in mind for later today. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.